Hi, in this tutorial, I'm gonna talk a little bit about how to use the hotkeys in Virtuoso Schematic. So this is schematics only. I think I'm gonna make another tutorials for the layout. It's pretty much the same, but there's a little bit difference. So let's get started. And once you open the schematic, create a cell view that's in schematic, and the first thing is to select, and that is the left mouse, single click left mouse. For example, I want to select this P mouse, select, and it's highlighted in the white. And you can see, so on the bottom right corner, you can see this say command select 0, and when you select 1, P mouse, it says select 1, select 2, select 3, select 4. So this counts how many you have selected. And to deselect, this is very, very important. To deselect, Control and D. There's a combination, Control and D. So Control and D, deselect. Select, 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 Control and D, deselect. Control and D is a very useful command. So when you want to try to edit the properties of a specific component, sometimes you often select like 2 at the same time, and you go to properties, you may not be editing the one you want to edit. So always deselect first, make sure it's deselect, nothing is chosen, and select the one you want to edit, and then go to your properties menu. So that is select and deselect. And to move, it's M. So in this version of Virtuoso, which is 6.1.4, the move operation, you have to first press move on your keyboard, the M on your keyboard. So press M once, and here it says command move, right? And if I go to press ESC, it's cancelled. So move, cancel, move, and if I want to move this P mouse, when I'm in move command, I single click on my left mouse here, just single click, and just move around your mouse so you can see this is move around. And when you decide where you want to drop it, just single click on the left mouse and drop it. You're still in the move command. If you want to get out of the move command, press ESC. If you want to be still in the move command and move it somewhere else, just single click, move around your mouse, just hover your mouse around, and drop it. ESC to exit the move option. So that is move. I know at first this might be a little bit weird and hard to get used to, but just keep practicing and get used to this command. So some people may think that move is just click and drag around. I think that is true for some version of Virtuoso, maybe like the version number starts at 5 point something. But this is 6.1.4, and the command changes a bit. And the next one is wire, and this is really, really useful. So to wire two things up, for example, so now you're in the command select. By the way, command is the default option. And when you want to wire like this nodes and those nodes up, you single press W, which stands for wire, and they change to wire, right? ESC to exit, W, you're in wire mode. And when you move your mouse around, you can see that it highlights where you can wire things, basically everywhere. So if you want to wire the drain, the 2 drains, so if you move here, it just like a little bit like snap filling, snap to the grid, and snap to this point, and you single click here. Make sure you click on the right spot. A single click, and you drag your mouse around, and go to the destination you want to wire. So for example here, okay, because I'm having this in the way, let me move this a little bit to the right. So to wire, click, drag, click again, and you wire it up. And to wire this up. So if you want to make a turn, for example, for the PMOS, you want to wire the box, the substrate, to the VDD, and when you're in wire mode, you click, you drag, and you want to make a turn and mark wire to here. I think you can this way, but it's more explicit if you do this. If you just make a turn to here, you know what I'm saying? So to make a turn, you click on where you want to make a turn. You click and you drag. You can always make this turn, right? And so for here, gonna click from here, click, and you don't have to click here. It automatically knows that you want to move this way. So just here, click, and this is the node where it makes the connection. And when you wire your components up, always check and save. So you don't want to lose all your schematics. Okay, so that's wire. And next one is create instance. I should probably talk this before wire. So to create instance, you can go to create an instance, and you can see there's wire and all those options or commands. But we're gonna use the hotkeys, the short keys, because if you are doing a pretty very big, complicated project, you don't want to go to create every time click on instance. So just press I, which stands for instance. I press once, and it opens up this menu, and you may not see it because I'm selecting a nMOS here. Why don't I just delete this? So wait, yeah. So you want to first select the libraries, which you click browse. Say you want to select something from the BiCMOS 8HP, and so you want to select the nMOS here, the infant. Select the symbol here, and it updates the properties here. And if you want to select the PFET, okay, and this is the properties for the PFET. You can add it here, or you can drop it and add it later. And if you are really familiar with the Virtuoso after you use it for a while, so for example, I want to select something from analog lib library. You can just type analog capital L lib, and you can either press somewhere else or click tab TAB button on your keyboard. Just it'll go to the it'll update. So if you want to select put a VDC there, you just say VDC tab. And updates here. What about I want to change it to VDD or VPOS? But you have to know this name exactly as it appears in the analog lib library. See, it's called VPOS, all small letter, and that's basically how you add your instance. So, for example, I want to add a VPOS here. I select these. And when I hover my mouse on the schematic, you can see this VPOS hovering here. If I click one time for my on my left mouse, it'll put one here. You can continue to put it how many you want it. So then you want to edit the components, which is Shift and Q to combination again. So first you select it. By the way, you have to select it, and it has to be the only one you selected. For example, when you select, like when these two MOSFETs are selected and you select this one, you press Shift and Q. So this says PFET right here. Why? Because PFET is the first one you selected, and InFET is the second one you selected. So if you go to next, click here, it says InFET, and then it says VPOS. So when you select something else and you want to edit this one, and when you press Shift and Q to open the properties menu, it does not show you the one you want to edit. So always deselect, Control and D, deselect first, and select Shift and Q. For example, you can make this 1.5, and with a period of, let's say, 2 nanoseconds, with a pulse width 1 nanosecond. I'm going to leave this to these 3 blanks. It shows here. Also, you can make this explicit by saying display either the value or the name or both. So if both, why don't we see here? So I make the voltage one displayed as both, so both values and name, the voltage to just the name, the period, and just the value. So you can see here, voltage 1, both the name and the value. Voltage 2, just the name. And the period, just the value, which is 2 nanoseconds. And if I make it both, and you press F, so sometimes it does not update properly, so you might see like some of the portion are covered, but when you press F, so F is fit to zoom, zoom to fit, so it always tries to fit every components in this screen, so you can see all of them. So with that being said, if you move one of your components somewhere like really far from your main circuits this way, so now you press F. Wait, I think it's stuck. Okay. Yeah, let's wait a bit. Yeah, so next one we're gonna do the copy, the delete, rotate. Rotate, you have to be in the move command. Then you can rotate. And stretch, this is rarely used. And then when you finish your schematic, you want to export the schematic as an image file, JPEG or PNG. So you can then copy that into the Word, Microsoft Word, and make a report or something. Okay, I may have to close this one. I'm sorry if this is showing in Chinese and you don't know Chinese, but yeah, it's okay. Close. Because I'm remotely logged in, and the cadence is super slow here. So if you are doing remotely, if you're doing on campus, say if you're in Muger library, and if you connect to the BU network, just the 802.1x, and if you're using Windows operating systems, you can download this mobile Xterm software. Basically, then you can SSH to log in your account. So SSH dash capital S dash capital C, then your BU ID at engineering-grid.bu.edu. Then it lets you enter your keywords, your password. But I have saved here. So then after you're logged in, and you type pwd, you're in your home directories, and you want to change to whatever your cadence directory is. So kittens. Okay. Close this one. And okay. I think it's the one I was working on was tab 3. Yeah, tab 3. Always. Yeah. So where are we? Yeah. If you wanna say you add a component and you move this really far away and press F, it's doomed to fit, right? It will try to show everything, so this looks pretty small. And you probably know this, so just a heads up. Then what do we have? We have copy. So this move, wire, copy, stretch, it all follows the same pattern. First, you press this, you press M, you press W, press C. Be sure when you are in select mode, so you're in the default mode. And you choose the command, say copy, you press C, and change to copy. And you click on the components you want to copy, click once, and there's a double right here. And you press again, it drop here. And then you can move it around, right? If you want to copy again, copy, click, and you're still in copy, you can keep copying. These components. If you want to copy like a portion of your schematic, say you want to copy the infet, the MOS and the subsea together, and you want to include this connection wire here, you have to do this. So if you want to include this wire, you have to select it and make it in your selection window, right? So if you do this, I don't think you can select here. As long as it's in the selection window or on the perimeter of selection window, it's okay. And copy, it's here, right? And delete, just delete. So yeah, so delete, just select the component and delete it. And yeah, by the way, undo, this is useful. So when you accidentally delete something, and this happens all the time, trust me, say I just delete this infet and want to bring it back, just press U once, the U, right? And if you happen to delete this one and the output pins, the subsea, the PMOS, the input pins, and the wires, as long as you don't save it and just press U, you'll bring everything back one by one. So I think if you, let's see, if you delete this one and you press save, make sure it's saved, and you press U, see, it's not back. So to add is we missed the subsea here. And now to rotate, you have to first be in the move mode, and then rotate, press R. So how this works, so first proceed to the move mode. Say I want to rotate the subsea 180 degrees, so this part face up, then this part face down. And I first move right, so what do we do for move? Press M, it's in the move mode, and click on it once and drag it around, so we're now in the move mode. And right now, don't drop it, don't left click your mouse and drop it, press R just once, it moves 90 degree, R again, 90. So see, this is pretty convenient. So we want to move it, and you can move it here. Let me reconnect this wire. So to wire W, it snaps, so it should be pretty easy. And stretch, okay, this is rarely used, but so what this do is that say if you made a false connection, or if you place your it's not aligned, right? If your MOS or PMOS is not aligned and you want to make it together, but you don't want to just move your MOS somewhere else and delete all those wires and reconnect somewhere else again. So what you can do is that you use the stretch command. So S, and this is the same as in the C and W and M. You first press it, press S, and click on the component. So press S, say it's a stretch, right? S, and you click. And you can see there are several dotted lines highlighted, and if you move this around, you can see that because I'm moving a mouse here, and it has 4 ports, the 4 connections, the drain, the source, the gate, and the bulk, the substrate. So when I move my mouse around, the 4 connections, so these dots, always moves around with it. Say I want to move a somewhere here, and I click my left mouse to drop it, and this wire automatically rerouted, and adapt to the place you want to move it. And I want to move it back, say S, click. Okay, I want to move it back here, and it goes back. It's rarely used. I think I really don't use this command a lot, but just you can use it, just so you know. And finally, last but not least, to export or save the image, somebody just do screenshots. Say if you have a full-size keyboard, I think there's one that lets you do a screenshot. It's either said print screen or whatever. It's usually next to F12 button. But here in Schematic, you can do File, and there's an option called Export Image. Click on that. Brings up this panel, and just say the name, browse to the path, the directory you want to save the image, and you can save the visible areas. The visible area is the one you see right now, so this big, or the entire designs. And you can also make the appearance, so the background, you want to make it white. If you always want to make it white if you're trying to like later import this image you saved into, say, Microsoft Word, and you want to print that your report out. You don't want to print in black because that costs a lot of ink, and just it's a good habit to always make the background white. And there's one trick. Say if you have a really big design, and when you export image, you select the visible areas, right? And you wanna like press M, and your entire design is something like this big, all over the screen. So here, all the schematic, just say this big, and you just the visible area, export the visible area, and it'll be this big. But when you later import it into your Word, and when you zoom in, or you open the saved image using an image viewer, and you zoom in, and you can see, if you zoom in, you can like tell like the words, the characters here is pretty blurred, right? And what you can do is that, say you have a very big design, this big, and you wanna, say, zoom in to a level where you can see all the words, all the properties here. Say I want to zoom in to this inverter of my big designs. This is not my entire design, so I have entire design all over the place. That way, that way, that way, that way. And you can see here, right? So this is pretty clear. You do export image, and here you choose the entire designs. What it will do is that it will capture the schematic of your entire designs, the zoom to fit entire designs, but it will have the resolution of the visible area you are seeing right now. So that way you will save. So when you open the image in your image viewer and you zoom in, it is always clear. It always has a resolution like this. So this is pretty useful when you have a pretty big designs. And what else? Yeah, I think this is pretty much it. Yeah, I think this is the end. Thank you.